Hey guys, I'm back, and I think, or I might think, you guys were wondering where I was in the last couple of days, the last 1.5 week. And today's flash show, I'm gonna talk about my worst week of my life. And I think some of you guys already noticed I was in the hospital. In today's video, I'm gonna talk over what really happened and kind of explain you guys the reason for that. And if everything is fine now, but I can already tell you that everything is fine. For sure, I still have some problems, but overall, I'm healthy again. I'm on a great way to get completely recovered from that. And yeah, just to let you know, guys, every single day from now on, once again, the video is coming. As I said, I'm uploading every single day, besides like some really major things are happening. And yeah, I'm kind of explaining you the situation. I wasn't at home. I was in Cologne, which is like 3 hours away from my home city, because I wanted to pick up the car, or like a car, like my car, which I actually got now. And yeah, I actually want to pick it up, but I went like 1 day earlier there to get my how's it called, to help SK also to record the video, because SK is like in Cologne. So I was like going there 1 day earlier, sleep there, and then the next day at Friday going to pick up my car. So pretty simple as that. But like when I was like recording there with SK, I also like I need to kind of look at like up some words, because yeah, I need to say like this is like explaining these things, like this medical stuff in English is pretty hard for me. So like if I take some time sometimes, I hope it's okay for you. But yeah, I had like some pain in my chest, and it wasn't like really normal pain. I was never ever in a hospital before. Yeah, I don't know if you went to the hospital. Let me know how was your experience. Like, how is it different? Like in Germany, it's kind of like I mean, they're helping, right? Like, I'm really happy they're helping me, or they're helping me in the situation. But for sure, it's something you don't really want to never go in, right? Like just the vibes in general, which I'm also going to talk about later. So I had like a really big pain in my chest. And so like first of all I was like, okay, I don't know, maybe it's something random, because I'm not smoking or something, because people like were asking me also. No, so I had like some back in my some pain in my chest. And first of all, I was like kind of taking a look at it, or like where was it, right? So it was on my right side, so not on my heart side. So it was already really great, right? Because heart is always like, if you have like heart problems, it's like the worst thing which can eventually happen. So I was pretty happy it's not on my heart side, but still was kind of worried. Okay, what does it mean? So I was like, I kind of think, okay. It was like most likely lung problems, right? This is at least what I guess. So I'm not a doctor, but that's what I thought, right? So I was like, okay, what's really wrong? Maybe I have like I don't know, maybe a cramp, or was just like breathing in the wrong way, or I don't know, maybe it's just like a bad day, or like bad minute here. I don't know. Like sometimes you guys know that sometimes something hurts, and then in the next 10 minutes it doesn't hurt anymore. But then I was like walking up the stairs, which were like even not really too much, and after that I couldn't really breathe anymore. I was like really like and I couldn't really talk, because I was just like I don't know, like it felt like I was like running for like 1 hour straight up, and it was just like stairs, which are normally like really easy for me to take. And after that, I was like, what the heck is going on? Then I went to the hotel first, or like went to the hotel afterwards, and was just like sleeping a bit, and was like taking something like some medicine, which I had like against the pain, because I thought, okay, maybe it helps. And then I woke up, and I had the pain was still remaining there, like the pain was still there in my chest. And then I was like going to eat something, just because I was hungry. But then I really like figured out like I couldn't walk, right? Like when I was like walking for like 5 meters, I had to take a break, because I was just like I know, like maybe you guys had some lung problems already, like let me know in the comment section. But for sure I hope nobody of you had it already, because it's, or will have it. It's honestly, it's a horrible feeling, right? Like for sure, for me, like the breath thing, which is like normally like that I can't breathe anymore, is like it's like the normal common thing. But I had it, okay, I had it a bit, but it wasn't like really too big, right? Like, because if you can't breathe, I think it's like the worst feeling, like, right? If you're like really asking for air. But it wasn't great, but I was still able to breathe. But like walking and so on was like just pretty hard and annoying for me. So that was a kind of problem. And then I was like, something is wrong. I know that, I know my body. I was never in a hospital. I never had like really any major problems. I played badminton. If you guys, maybe some of you guys know that, it's like similar to tennis. On a really high level. So I had like some food stuff, and also when I was like I'm like 198 if you guys don't know, so I was like, I got really big and really, like really tall in a short time, so it was kind of a problem there. So kind of problems with my back and so on. I think like really normal problems, right? Like if you get like tall in a really small time. So these are kind of the things I had. So nothing really like major stuff. So but I was like, well, something was wrong with me, and I knew that. So I was like calling a taxi to bring me to the hospital, and I'm just like really negative faculty, like out of like not from my side, but just like I just don't really have a great connection, personally wise, private wise, from other like family members of the hospital. So for me, going to a hospital is for sure always, for me at least, the last real option. So I was actually calling the taxi. He brought me to the hospital. I was like kind of like calling or like talking to them. It was like 1 a.m. or something. I was like kind of talking to them about my problems, what happened. Then I had to do like an let's just look it up. I need to look it up how it was, the English word for that. But yeah, I was like they were like just checking me, right? They were just like checking me, taking a look at me, taking like in-game, like pictures of me inside my lung and like my chest, and then I said we need to operate, we need to make a surgery as soon as we can. So this is kind of, was that kind of thing, like I was like, what the heck is going on? Because when you hear something like that, normally something is like a surgery is like you're like normally preparing for that, right? You're like, I don't know, you broke your leg and so on, and you were like saying, okay, you have to like 1 week or so on, like you need to fix some things like that. But they had to do it immediately. So I was like, oh no, I was just going there to see if it's really major stuff, or like maybe getting some pills against it, some medicine against it. But that was like how it went out. And then they explained me that for sure they always risk, like it's always right. But yeah, everything went well, and the problem was, which I can tell you now, is that pretty easy to explain. In my lung view, is it the right word? There was like air, which shouldn't be there, and this kind of made me like didn't allow me to breathe lung view, if you guys like know what I meant, right? Like it's, I mean, I'm not a doctor, right? But it's like supposedly next to the lung, and I think there was like a hole in there, and there was like air going into that, and that shouldn't be there, right? This is like kind of the main reason where you can like not breathe anymore, and this is like really, like it can be really critical if a ton of air goes in there. There might be an option that you just like straight up like not be able to breathe anymore, and you're gonna die eventually. So for sure not happening with me, because I was pretty fast. But it's not like just major things, right? Like you need to be really careful about heart, lung. These are like kind of really like things, if they hurt, it's most of the time a major problem. It's not like if your leg, an example, sometimes hurts, it's okay, right? Like it won't kill you, right? It won't kill you most of the time. But like these are like, the organs are they're like really like important that you take care of them. Just like a really quick thing for you guys. And this is also what I was like doing, and I was really happy, and it was really important for me. There was also the lung not on the side of the heart. This is what they told me. So the plan from them was like putting in the tube in there, like kind of cutting here a bit, like here making a small cut on this side, putting a tube in, and like kind of like putting it next to, like, I don't know, what was it called, a kind of machine to getting all of the air once again out. So pretty simple, right? Putting a tube in and getting the air out. I need to tell you guys, it was a horrible experience, because I was like sleeping, or like with the medicine and so on, was sleeping while they did the surgery, was waking up again, and it is tube in there, and it hurts, because it's like, it's not like something nice to have, like, I don't know, like a teddy bear or something. It's like actually the form is really hurting. I think I can let you guys know what I meant with that, right? It's not something nice, not something smooth. It's like a really big plastic thing in your body, which is actually, if you're like not used to it, which I think nobody of you hopefully is, and if you move a bit, it moves with you, and it's kind of like also hurting inside your body, right? So that's really was, I was like crying. I was like crying for 10 minutes straight up, because I was just like waking up, and I was just like hurting. And I was like, and the thing was like, when it hurts, you kind of want to move to like maybe get a position when it like hurts less, but then like also the tube in me was like moving and it hurt even more, and that was like kind of a problem. So I was like just saying, give me medicine, give me something against the pain. So it was horrible. This time around, this was horrible this night. I actually didn't sleep. And yeah, but honestly, the next day was pretty much better. It was still annoying, but like for sure, the main problem wasn't for me to like. I was like able to breathe again. Like this wasn't a problem. Like I didn't feel like that was a problem. Like for me, the big problem was right now having a tube in there, and like just that this hurts, right? So I wasn't really focusing. I don't know if that's like a main focus there, or like the main job they do. But I wasn't really like like my breath and my lung didn't hurt anymore, like my chest, just a tube in there. But yeah, actually I was like there for some days, but they told me, which was kind of important, that my air doesn't get out. So we did some tests, but they said like, okay, the lung is still not recovering 1%. They didn't know what you're doing, and after some days, after 7 days, because normally they told me, okay, we would take 3 to 4 days normally, because I'm a young guy, I'm like pretty like, yeah, like look at my body weight. So this is kind of what they say. They also said this is the reason I got that. I think in Germany it's called pneumothorax. And they said like most of the time, like really young, tall people, or this is like the most people in this kind of form get this. At least that's what they told me, right? So I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't like. They said like also it can happen where if you have I don't know, if you have like a boxing fight and something is like punching you on your chest and hitting your lung, and then there's like a hole in there. This is also what's happening, but what with me, it's just something like, I don't know why it's like that. I'm not a doctor, but they said just to me that the body I'm in and the person I am, this is just like really, really dangerous for this kind of thing, which is like really common for my body size, if you guys want to call it like that. So yeah, the problem was like they weren't really able to fix it. So I was there for like 1 week in this hospital, but then they said, yeah, they can't do anything anymore, and they said normally like 80% of the times the tube is working to able to get the air out, but like there's a 20% chance, which I have to do another sugary and do it like manually, or like need to do it with a sugary, right? Like they said, for sure sugary is always like the last option. They normally want to do it like with the tube. It's way easier, it's way less risky, and as they said, like you're young, you're looking like you're looking great. I think you guys know, like I'm doing sports and so on, so like they said my body normally should recover from that, but it didn't. So I had to go to another hospital, and first of all told me, okay, we need to do an sugary, right, because it's not working out for you. But at the end they said, okay, we might try out something else, and then they changed the tube. So the tube position, so they put it a bit more out. It was like way more in my body with from the old hospital. By the way, if you guys, it's really hard for me to explain this in English, right? Because I'm not even really able to explain that in German really well, because I'm not really into that, and I also don't really want to be into that because it's horrible. So she put the tube a bit more out, and that was the most painful thing I ever had in my life, man. Like it was in my body, and then she put it out, and I was like, the thing is like before it was really in my body. So I got used to it a bit, but then it was like a bit in my body and a bit out, and it was like even more hurting, because every time I was like doing a move, it was like a bit like, I don't know, like it's hard to explain, but it was hurting way more, and I was like absolutely dead, man. I was like for this moment I was like, oh, I was like saying, I can't do this, man. I can't really do this, because it was so bad. It was like just the change, but they said, okay, we're gonna try it out, and then we did some tests the day after, and it actually worked out there. So I just wasted 1 week because the hospital there didn't get it. They just put a tube in the wrong position, and because of that I had to change the hospital. Had some things about things for sure I thought about, because I was like, oh no, what is happening with my body? Because I had no pain anymore, right? I had no chest pain anymore, because normally, like they said, you normally have chest pain also still, because it's the air is still there. a bit at least. But yeah, so after I did some tests, they said, okay, the air is coming out. And after like this day, the more air is coming out. And then they said, okay, it's looking great. We're gonna put the tube out. So yesterday or like 2 days ago when you guys see the video, they put the tube out and there was another painful moment. Like just like, I don't know. It's like putting a knife into your body. Like, I don't know if you guys see this kind of like horror movies or like movies itself. When I put a knife in the body, it hurts. But like putting a knife out of the body, then this is even like more painful to watch. And it was like just how I felt, right? So this was kind of my feeling there. But it was actually, it was bad, but it was not bad as the tube position change. But yeah, so they put it out. It was still okay. Like I was like, just like, and like. I was just so thankful I could sleep again, like really, really well, because I had no tube to move. And I need to give you a story. Once when I woke up, I had to do like some tests, and the tube was like, it was like taking the tube out of the machine, or like I was like staying up, and the tube was like, I don't know, it was like in the bed. I don't know, like how's it? It's hard to explain, guys, but I want to go. But the tube was like kind of in the bed still, and I didn't see that, so I walked, but the tube was still in the bed. I don't know like where it exactly was, but it was so bad because I wanted to leave, and I thought I have the tube with me and the machine, which are like kind of like pulling like the air out. But then the tube was still in the bed, and I was like kind of like yeah, and I was like stuck. I don't know, like in the bed. And then like I was like walking, I was like, and I was like scared for 1 second that the tube went out of my body, but it didn't. But it was just like such an hurtful moment, man. There's like a tube in there, and first of all, you don't expect the pain because you thought you have the tube with you. It was actually stuck in a bed. I don't know, like it was like I don't know, like a weird thing. So that was really annoying. But yeah, then they put the tube out and it was actually fine. And then 1 day after, they said we do one final test to see like if your body is working. You can go afterwards. And yeah, so I went afterwards and was like pretty happy about that. So I'm out now, and yeah, I honestly say, like, I don't really need to, like, they said it's really possible that it's coming back. Then they need to do sugary instantly. I also have to do, like, 1 more or, like, 2 more tests to just see if, like, in 1 month if my lung is completely still fine, or if, like, something, like, worse is happening once again, or if it's going back to the wrong thing. So just, like, some normal checkups, which are pretty normal, right? But, yeah. I'm completely back, right? Like my lung might still take some days to completely come back. But I'm actually feeling comfortable. I was also streaming like 5 hours, so like I can also talk. I was like walking today. I shouldn't do like sports or like high stuff which is like really exhausting now. But honestly, I'm really fine. But I need to say, like the worst thing wasn't like having this pain and stuff. The worst thing for me was like being in the hospital alone. Just like how boring it was, and how like you think so much about things which you don't really think about. Like you see a ton of sick people which have pain, which are not doing well, and it just like puts you really down social wise, and also motivation wise, and also like I don't know, it was like weird to talk about now, right? Just like I don't know if you guys were to your hospital already, or like let me know in the comment section how was your experience. I hope you're fine now. I wish nobody like to go to the hospital. It was just like a bad experience. Doesn't matter what you have, even just for 1 day or just for 2 days, and it's just like the, I don't know if you can call it vibes, but I think you guys know what I'm saying, right? Not any disrespectful way. But just like if you're in a hospital and see so many bad people, it just gets you down. Like bad people in the medicine wise. On a like level, I think you guys know, like it's hard to explain what I meant. I think you guys getting that. You just felt like getting down by that because you just see sick people the full day, which are not really doing well, which are there like, I mean, they're there for a reason, right? But the doctors are like helping, which is absolutely, I'm just so thankful that they took care of that. So I'm doing fine. I'm completely back. I'm just really hoping that everything like in the future goes well, that I don't have any problems with that anymore. This is just like my biggest wish, and I just hope that you also stay healthy. And this is kind of also a reminder, which is I think the only real positive thing I get out of that, I can take out of that, which is a big one. Appreciate halfness. And I think this is a good end for today's video.